In this video, we will demonstrate a basic dictionary attack on access points protected with wpa2 or wpa2 PSK. In the process, we will see two familiar tools, if you will, that we have seen in many videos before, but with different personalities. What do I mean by that? I mean that we have seen them used for cracking WEP, but now for WPA and WPA2, they provide us some additional helpful capabilities, which we will see. In particular, AeroDumpNG helps to highlight when it has detected a four-way handshake in the frames that it has captured, whereas AirCrackNG takes an additional parameter, which is the name of a file which contains words, and this will be a word list that it can then use to try to retrieve the passphrase of WPA or WPA2. We will now demonstrate how to find the passphrase of a WPA2 PSK protected access point. As usual, we begin with taking a look at our network card, see what state it's in. So WLAN 0 is managed. Okay, that's fine. And we will do an AeroDumpNG to take a look at what's around us. Previously, we had not really bothered to focus on the first line of AeroDumpNG. For today, we will be looking at this first line because we're going to be looking for something that's going to be showing up at the top right of AeroDumpNG. That will be helpful for us to know when we have retrieved certain information that we need for our WPA2 cracking. So firstly, we are looking for test 2, the access point test 2, which we see here. So we can get its BSS ID from this line here, and also the channel. Having obtained these crucial bits of information from AeroDumpNG, we then proceed to run AeroDumpNG again and focus on this channel to try to get the handshake for a connection from a client to this access point. The handshake is important for the WPA2 cracking because then we can use the captured handshake to test various candidate passphrases and hope to find the passphrase that is actually being used by this access point. So we specify the BSS ID, and as usual we copy and paste, and the channel in this case is channel 11, and then we write it to, let's say, test 2, I don't know, WPA, something like that. We notice that the beacons are being found, but there's no handshake found. So we don't see a handshake here. And what I'm going to do is to disconnect and then reconnect a client so that we'll be able to capture a handshake. Meanwhile, more and more frames are being captured as we see the number of beacons increasing, but still no four-way handshake in sight. I disconnected the client. Now I'm going to try connecting it. Meanwhile, our interface WLAN 0 is down, so we restart that. And we're speeding up the video by 3 times here. So it has detected and found the WPA handshake, as we can see here. So this is the crucial thing that we need. And given that, now we can stop this capture because we have what we need to use for our brute force attempt to find the password. Let's see what we have. So because we restarted the AeroDump, so we got the second capture here as test2 WPA-02.cap. And we are ready to use that. What word list are we going to use for our brute forcing? We have created a special small word list here that contains the passphrase. Since I happen to know what that passphrase is, later on we will see a more realistic scenario in which we will be using more comprehensive word lists. But for now, this is just to demonstrate how we would go about it. And we go back to our old friend aircrack-ng and test 2 wpa-02.cap. And we had to tell it the word list, so we will use this. And almost immediately it found the key, which was hello there. The reason being that this word list is very small, so it hardly took any amount of time. And let's take a look at our word list that we used. What's the name of the file? And while we're at it, let's also examine the aircrack-ng output. It opened this .cap file, found packets, and it detected this handshake. We captured one handshake, as we know from earlier. And then it tried with the words in that word list. And once again, the word list was test words. So let's take a look at test words. We see hello there is right in there. And so therefore it found that hello there was the passphrase. Now that we have retrieved the key, we can also use Wireshark. And let's do that. We can use Wireshark to further explore what happened in this session, and we'll be doing that in the next video.